there, and Matthias tries to compensate with some.
But they're going for passes, they want the damage on top of them, ball being held, Courtiers cannot front line, and the turret will still stand. INTZ are getting close to the overtime.
Fantastic defense there from Matthias there. Gotta give him credit for sure. Under very difficult circumstances, and time is
the goal line, trying to bounces off the post in overtime, and Courtiers will go ahead and take us to another set point.
Kuda cool. He really took his time in that moment there just to make sure that he sank it, because honestly, they did not want to be on the receiving end of a counter push. Great plays from PSG, and yeah, the nanny for me though, I think in general wasn't really giving them that same oomph that they had in the previous.
I think they saw the nanny pick going a little bit differently. Maybe they were looking to see if they could pull off the trick shots. I noticed a couple of peeps going into the side of the map and not really finding targets, especially in the later stages of that map. So yeah, maybe don't roll out with that for game number 3 unless you're really banking on doing something special. But for the most part, PSG seemed to be quite comfortable. That game was a little bit closer though.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely something that they're going to have to be wary of and consider, because at any point in time this can turn around. But with the first set in the bag and the first 2 games of Brawl in the bag, in a very, very good spot, and maybe a chance to experiment. I mean, they've got a bit to their advantage in that respect. We are going to see a little bit of that. Yeah, wow, different comp entirely.
Okay, so it's a Slambiance against the, well, we didn't really come up with a name for this one. We're using the max speed instead of a healer. Doesn't matter, PSG is still out on top though, despite the healing difference. And they're looking to score the first goal. Both teams went for the experiment. If it's an A-B test, we're going with PSG.
BB battering ram comes into play as PSG take the first goal very, very swiftly. INTZ look shook at the moment and not really sure what they're going to be doing with themselves here. Great shots from Kuda. Side with the pickup. It could be all over here. Nope.
Not got the time on this one. They're going to play it slow. Try and box INTZ. Wait for the reinforcements to come in. And then go. Courtiers has got the speed boost online, going to reposition the team fast, get Scythe into that backline, force Marcel away. Response, got the super, he's going to line up in the middle here, pull them in as best he can. Marcel, Matthias, they're all caught up, and PSG with the wombo combo, get it over the line and take the second set.
Oh my goodness, if you're PSG now, that feeling inside, you must be mounting more and more things looking to go their way despite lots of changing of brawler combinations. It's all coming into play, Trid.
And you could see both teams had the same idea. Game number 3, let's go beefy, let's raise the HP level of this matchup. But the speed apparently outbids the sustain. I also think there's some individual plays that came into that one as well. You saw the impact that BB had for PSG, clearing a lot of the pressure away from INTZ.
Let's go beefy, let's go BB. Great to see that brawler coming back a little bit. We haven't seen really too much of her over the weekend, and you know, for the most part, pretty respectable win rates and pick rates in the past. So yeah, I mean, it might be the last time we see any of her going into our next game mode.
Not a single goal for INTZ in that matchup arc. Unable to get it past the goal line. The best opportunity they had was during game 2. They weren't able to convert it. Some assembly required, potentially. And the way this has been going, our final map of 2020.
It could be over in one push, Trid. At this rate, PSG showing no signs of slowing down. And if you're INTZ now, you've really got to start communicating with each other and look to pick each other up instead of put each other down, and focus on the positives and less of the negatives.
One of the positives, just by being here, $150,000. That's not too bad. I consider that a net win. This is effectively a $50,000 money match, because the grand finalists will obviously take away $200,000 for getting first place, as well as the trophy, as well as the clout of being a world champion as well.
I mean, $50,000 is a lot of Brawl Stars skins, a lot of Brawl Stars pins. I can see the eyes lighting up as we think about it.
And there we go, early doors for PSG. They have control of the mid. They are running some beefy boys out on the field right now. And Courtiers back onto one of their favorite brawlers, the Gene. And what a pull onto Guido to bring the Barley into their domain. A level 2 siege bot will go ahead, so a level 3 will go ahead and hit down the INTZ safe. But look at the damage coming in already. PSG are getting away with daylight robbery.
This is honestly Siege at its most aggressive, and I think that's the thing for me. INTZ going in with Tick is a great thing if you've got control. If you haven't, what can you possibly do on defense?
Have you had control this entire series, Arch? What? The Tick, yes, it's an ambitious pick for INTZ, and they're really going to struggle here. Already on the next Siege, PSG have a Bolt lead 5-3, and that's going to be knocking on their door. What they did with 3, can they do even more with 5 and close it out on the second push?
PSG so confident. Coup de Ace with a lovely pull is really going to cause some problems for this INTZ defense, especially as Marcel is barely tickling the bot, playing Tick, and now we go! Scythe going in, Response going in. The first game of Siege done and dusted, Trit.
It is the beginning of the end for INTZ. In set number 3, in the final set of our grand final, the first game will go the way of PSG, and they show no signs of slowing down.
The confidence that I'm seeing just in the way that they're playing and the choices that most importantly they are making, because it comes down ultimately a lot to the brawler choices. If you're not being cautious around choosing the right brawlers for the right circumstances, there's very little you can do, regardless of even taking in any kind of latencies into consideration.
A lot of confidence, I can agree with that one, and not a lot of solutions right now from INTZ. Unfortunately, we're getting closer and closer to crowning a world champion for the INTZ fans. They have the opportunity to still come back into this one, but as we enter game number 2, we're starting to look towards the finish line. INTZ, they've come out with some beef of their own. They've got the Frank on board, but look at PSG. They changed it up again, and Scythe will spin through Guido. Response gladly rockets down Marcel, and Matthias will surely be catching these hands any second now as Ku brings them into the Ike. And what an amazing start for PSG.
The pins are flying from INTZ as well. I think they might already feel like this one is all over, but nonetheless they are fighting on to try to defend it. PSG playing very much the slow game. They are so in control right now, Trid.
Happy to just let Response from afar deal damage with the Brock. A similar style push to what they had in their previous game, albeit 20% shorter of what we expect. Frank on the field. Super will find Coup de Ace right in the range of Guido's damage and fire them out. First bolt bagged by INTZ. Scythe goes aggressive. They've matched the scoreline as he will walk away. And the bolt lead goes in favor of INTZ. It's on PSG to answer this one back. Guido's in a great spot. And INTZ for the first time will get a siege bot. And it's a level 6 to storm it down.
And Marcel's got his super ready, and already Response looking to target him for that reason. But look at the damage the PSG are raining down. But Guido coming in. Nice gadget pop from Coup de Ace. The bot's being shredded, but Marcel, if he gets it super connected, no! He's cancelled right at the opportune moment. A great defense from PSG. It is not over yet, though.
Absolutely, because INTZ have the lead right now. PSG have 7 bolts. They may be able to come back into this one, but the lead keeps growing. PSG at this point are guaranteed that final siege. A pull from Coup de Ace brings Marcel into the danger zone, and Scythe is there to clean them up. They have to have a Herculean defense against PSG's siege if they want to walk away with this game and not be taking the match points.
The lead is growing, but PSG is showing no signs of nerves. There goes the rocket rain from Response. A nice pull from Coup de Ace. Absolutely textbook. A textbook from PSG right here.
And the textbook is there because it's written in effective stone. PSG, they're able to pull it off, and they will take us to what could be our final game of the Brawl Stars Championship.
I mean, if you're INTZ right now, can you turn this one around? This is the biggest of mountains to climb now on the grand final stage. Can it be done? It's gonna take a great deal of work and effort and coordination to see this one. PSG right now are absolutely on fire.
They're absolutely going to be tearing through this tournament and close to getting to those world final podium finish they've been looking for. This is the team that was there looking to compete at the beginning of the season, an organization who went for a different flavor for the 2020 year, and they are about to pay them dividends as they are one game away from being declared the best Brawl Stars team in the world.
PSG Shelly Trid. PSG are bringing out the PSG Shelly skin for what could be their moment of absolute glory.
Putting on their Sunday best to be out here today in what should be their victory lap. Marcel has gone golden on the El Primo, a level 2 siege bot about to rock INTZ's Ike as they box Guido in the corner and they get ready for this push.
INTZ honestly are not really moving around much. They're not really showing any sign of energy. This could be a one push ready for PSG, cancelling out the fray. Great pull from Coupe de Ace as the level 2 connects with the Ike.
And PSG are going to back off here, not take their chances. They'll let the bot do most of the work in that push, get ready for the next siege. As INTZ will go on the offense. Guido pulled into the danger zone in point-blank range of a Shelly shotgun. Matthias has the exact same fate as well as the bolts continue to grow for PSG.
My goodness, with the amount of value that Scythe is getting with this Shelly pick. Often we don't tend to see Shelly, but why not? There's so many tanks on the opposition, it makes perfect sense.
And able to dash out of the way of Frank's damage and his super potentially. The second siege bot comes in, response provides blocking duty for that huge bot. Guido charging up the damage, locks away. He will not be able to block the bot today as it continues to trickle down on the Ike. Final siege, INTZ have a bolt lead, which is slowly diminishing.
Yeah, this combination of Coupe de Ace with the pulls and Scythe with the smashes is just troublesome for Guido and Marcel to do anything about, and the pin again with the cross mouth is there. PSG have got full control and are banking bolts like it is no tomorrow, Trip.
If it hits the last siege, we have to call it at that point, Ark. 9 bolts to 4. The final siege bot of the 2020 season will be spawned, and PSG are your Brawl Stars World Champions!
The bot is thick and fast. INTZ are demoralized, sitting in the spawn. Coupe de Ace gets one final pull, and that is it. It is done. PSG Esports are your Brawl Stars 2020 World
Up the boys from Singapore and the Southeast Asian region. And like we said, they've given them everything they wanted. They gave them that first place finish. They gave them the crown. The golden trophy is theirs. They are your world champions. And they did it in an absolutely dominant fashion on the final stage. And like you said, they gave some flair at the end, picking the skin.
Zulan is dealing a lot of damage to Marcel. Marcel struggling to dodge the curveball spikes.
A very premature gadget there from Tyrant. The rest was Hive again, but it was actually to good avail. He was going for the takedown of the turret there and a few hits on Guido, but now Tribe Red under pressure. The ball pushed into the mid by Matthias. Tickhead going out from Corey, taken down just as quickly by INTZ, but now a slow and steady pace wins the race as Zulan throws out a super, blocking up half of that map.
Very back and forth after Tribe managed to get this ball away from their goal. The head is coming in and it is going to find Tyrant, almost doing enough damage to eliminate him. Guido trying so hard to finish the job. So is Tick. Yeah, Tyrant Star falls down eventually. Zulan and Corey both both very weak. INTZ are closing in on them. The door is closing, but Tribe able to just about keep it wrenched open there.
Tribe holding on, but the time is ticking down. Also 25 seconds. If Tribe can't get this ball out, it would be a very, very tough position to find yourselves going in to overtime. They've got to get the control, and they've got to get it now.
They're stuck in their spawn, taking so much damage as soon as they leave. Corey gonna throw out Tick's head, but the other head comes in as well, and Marcel manages to thread the needle. The ball goes in. Time is up. INTZ take their second win in Brawl Ball.
Tribe Red are struggling, it seems, in Brawl Ball. They are finding themselves in a bit of a spot. I've got to say, I feel like maybe something other than Tick, something more aggressive. Tribe Red can dig deep and go back to their roots in that respect. But obviously, there's something that needs to change, and there is little time left to change it as INTZ go 2 games ahead, rather, in Brawl Ball.
They are getting close to taking their second set win. A big moment for INTZ, and once again, Tribe Red. They don't want to be in that position where they're 1 set behind. They are going to be fighting back really hard here, Arg.
Yeah. Tribe Red do not take things lying down. Let's not forget the struggle of this year that they had at the very beginning, going through right until the end and never giving up. That is one thing that Tribe Red do best. They never give up. They will be fighting until the very end. And as we saw previously, you know, in Gem Grab, they will go all the way if they have to.
Guido just took so much damage to Tick there, but it doesn't matter too much as his teammates, Marcel and Matthias, look at them go. They are machines as they get that ball immediately in the goal. No time to lose. Rocket Fuel already going to eliminate Tick straight away.
Rocket Fuel is a really, really strong gadget, and look at the momentum now from INTZ. Already, we are seeing Tribe back to where we saw them in the last game, and there's only been about 40 seconds of play so far. Very, very aggressive start from INTZ.
All right, Marcel eliminated on the left side, though. Tribe starting to mount a counter push. Tyrant Star going to charge in and get a lot of damage on Matthias there on the right. Guido, weak, goes down to Zulan. This could be Tribe's opportunity to score. Marcel gets taken out by the Rattled Hive, and that gets saved by Guido. Oh my gosh!
My word, it looked like Tribe Red had it, but they just needed to maybe walk it in. They were playing it rather safe as well. A Tickhead was out just for the takedown. Oh, a bit of a miss really for me. Tribe need to dig really, really deep now. Tyrant going in, trying to get some work done. Gets the takedown, but in the end, INC have the control back in their side of the court.
It's not looking good for Tribe at all. That opportunity stopped by Guido in the goal, and this is the final good chance for a push. INTZ are all bunched up. Corey going to try and capitalize on that with Tick's mind. Zulan passing the ball forwards. INTZ backs against the wall in their goal. This could be it, Ark.
Yeah, total down taken so quickly, as did Corey, though. That rocket rain from Guido.